Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the GreeneScene podcast. It's going to be an interesting one. You're going to like this one. I'm Shelly Brown, your host, and I'm being Dolly Throckmorton, our co-host this morning also. And we have a couple of really entertaining guests with us.
We do.
First of all, we have, and you've met him before in GreeneScene podcast, our editor of the GreeneScene magazine, Bret Moore, is with us today.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah, and Bret has brought along another guest.
Yes.
Who is
the outdoor editor.
Outdoor editor for the GreeneScene magazine, Mr. T.R. Mahle.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so this is a new, relatively new section to the GreeneScene that has been very well received so far and has a lot to offer. Some of you saw it in the last issue or two. And we mentioned in our last podcast about when we had Paul Braddock here and he had a pet groundhog, and that made me think of the crowded kitchen column that's there now with groundhogs too. Compliments of T.R. Mahle. So You can see that this is going to be an interesting episode. And Bret, I'm going to turn it over to you to really introduce how T.R. came to be a part of this picture.
Well, when I came on board, Pam and I sat down and talked about how we could expand our audience and what other areas we could get into. And I thought, being Greene County, that outdoors would be perfect. Mm-hmm. Hunting and outdoors are huge in Greene County. The only problem was I didn't know anything about it.
Because you're so outdoorsy.
Yeah, I'm a very outdoorsy guy. Sports I can do, not so much the outdoors stuff.
Yeah.
So Pam said, well, do you have anybody in mind that might be able to do this? And I brought up TR. We worked together, and I've known TR, and he's a huge outdoorsman, and he traveled all over the country hunting, and I thought this would be great. So we went to TR and said, is there any way that you could write a column for us? Maybe just a little short column on hunting or some aspect of it. The next thing I know, later that afternoon, TR had 6 articles written in great detail, and he came into my office with the 6 articles, said, how about these? And when I was reading them, I thought, well, I'm not sure about this. And then as I started reading them, I was blown away by how good they were. And then I told Pam about it, and she was blown away by how good they were.
Yeah, she's still going around saying, I didn't know TR could write. I didn't know TR could write.
And so that morphed into him becoming the outdoor editor rather than just a columnist.
Right.
Because
Nice.
we knew that he could cover a wide variety of things, and for everything from hunting hills, shooting, which we thought was important to incorporate because it's such a big thing.
Very popular here.
To hunting, and like you said, he even morphed into outdoor recipes for the crowded kitchen.
Game recipes and things like that.
Game recipes.
Yeah.
I love that. So then we had the outdoor or the groundhog stew. So that
You guys are really
Can you please
anxious to
tell
get
us
to
how
that
that
part,
was
aren't you?
brought in? Can you tell us the recipe?
Well, actually, there are several ways to cook groundhog. A lot of people like to boil them first and then stew them in tomatoes and things like that, or you fry them, or they're actually very tasty. They're actually they eat mainly grass, so they're
Herbivores,
clean.
kinda,
Okay.
Most people's
so
perception
they're
is,
herbivore.
they see them on a road run over or something like that, and they don't.
That doesn't look too appetizing.
They consider
Yes,
it
yes.
roadkill and things like
Yes.
that.
Well, I
But,
think when you hear the term roadkill, you just
you think of groundhogs and things like
or
that,
possum.
yeah.
To me,
Right.
those are your two
Yeah.
things.
it's fine. But even in my early days when I was young, our family reunions, 3 or 4 people would bring groundhog as the covered dish.
Okay.
There was always a line for those, and they were some of the first stuff to go. So if you wanted groundhog, you had to get in the front of the line.
Get there early.
Wow.
But and that still goes on today. I mean, there's still. You can always get a piece of groundhog at a Mahle reunion.
No kidding. And that's something.
Well, that is something I wouldn't have
You're going
known
to have
that.
to sneak in and crash the Mahle reunion somehow.
Yes, because I'm probably not going to cook it myself. I'm probably not going to go out and shoot it and whatever has to be done, skin it, right?
Yeah.
And cook it. That's probably not going to be me. I'm probably not going to do that. But I'd probably try it if you made some. If you made some, I'd try it.
Yeah, that article has probably generated more
Feedback.
talk, at least to me. Like anything from do you actually eat those, or how do you fix them and things like that? So it generated quite a bit of conversation.
I'll bet it did. What else do you do? Well, you've written several articles, right? Obviously, it came right out.
Right.
Well, I mean, it didn't take you much time.
I've been hunting and fishing in Greene County for over 50 years, so I have done it all as far as I'm concerned. I've hunted for everything there is, fished for everything there is, and have made a lot of friendships and had a lot to offer knowledge-wise for some of the articles. So I just started writing, and things just kept coming out and coming out and coming out.
Well,
and
experience.
Exactly.
You had a lifetime of experience
Yeah.
hunting, and
Let's just say
all
the majority of TR's vacation days are spent hunting.
And I knew this, and I don't know how, but I did know this because you've traveled lots of places to hunt.
Yeah, we
as
actually
well.
lease a ranch in Montana.
Okay.
And, I've been going there since I was probably 20 years old. So,
Wow.
That's a different aspect, hunting elk and mule deer as opposed to whitetail and things like that.
Exactly.
But it all ties in together.
So we're sort of like coming, we're end of summer, I guess. And I always think about fall, September, October, November, we're coming into hunting season.
Yep.
So for somebody that's not a hunter like me and maybe knows a little bit of when the seasons are just because of growing up in Greene County, what are we looking forward to? Like what's coming up right away as far as...
One of the articles we put in is the calendar, the monthly calendar.
Okay.
And the September issue coming up is quite lengthy and everything. It's kind of the start of the hunting season in Greene County. And it'll list everything that you can hunt, trap, fish for in the month of September.
Nice.
And you do that every month.
Yes.
Yeah, so every month there'll be a different theme. I shouldn't say theme, a calendar. What's top in hunting season this month? Yes.
Well, September, everybody's gearing up for bow season.
Okay.
So that's the main thing that people are doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And bow season for deer?
Whitetail deer, yeah.
Just whitetail deer. Okay. So what about, I think I know that you had an article that you wrote about turkey hunting. Yes. And it was published in the national publication of the Turkey Federation.
Yeah, it was actually, I was covering the Wild Turkey Federation of Greene County.
Wild Turkey Federation of Greene County.
The local chapter.
The local chapter, right, sure.
And they have a real strong following, and it's called the Jakes. A Jake is a young turkey.
Okay.
And this is the young hunters. And the young hunters, they get a day before spring season actually starts to hunt. And the Wild Turkey Federation, with Hunting Hills, puts on a huge dinner, and they get to bring their birds in and weigh them, and they get gifts and all this kind of stuff. And I did a big article on that was actually picked up nationally by the National Wild Turkey Federation and published. So
nice. Well,
was
congratulations.
So
That's awesome.
The GreeneScene made it nationally.
That's right. That's right.
People all over the country are reading about Greene County.
Yes.
And the main reason for that
which is great.
The Greene County chapter of the Wild Turkey Federation is one of the top in the country.
I knew they were really active. It's a good one.
And that's something I did not know. That's
reason to
amazing.
brag.
Yeah, definitely a reason to brag. That's great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of doing. I mean, I know something, but I do research every topic that I write on, and I have found out a lot too. So there was a lot about the Wild Turkey Federation that I personally did not know that found out.
See, we learn by teaching.
We do. That was another segment, right?
It was.
Learning by teaching, and yes.
Yeah, learning by teaching. Well, and I would.
Learning by researching,
you're associated with or friends with or know most of the outdoors people, serious outdoors people in Greene County.
I would say
so. That's all of them. Okay, so there's a
Everyone.
huge source of information, a huge resource.
I would go on to say that Greene County has, and in the last article I just did was talking about some of the better anglers that are in Greene County.
In Greene County?
And there are extremely good outdoor people in Greene County that really know how to fish and are excellent hunters. And I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. And the people are fantastic, too, because they
share it.
They're more than welcome, and they love to talk about their experiences and their knowledge and stuff. And I don't know anybody that wouldn't help you if you said, where should I hunt, or have you seen anything big, or what are the fish hitting
Right.
on, or something
What
like
are
that.
you using for bait?
They're more than
Right.
welcome. Yeah, they're very, very good.
Don't we have, I don't know why I think this, I might be wrong, but I think we have some professional anglers.
We do. We have several that have went on to open their own fishing guides. They fish down in South Carolina, up on Lake Erie, and they've been very successful at it.
Who do you know who any of those guys are?
One of the top ones is the girl at Smoke Hole Caverns.
Rochelle
Rochelle.
Hedrick. Rochelle
Rochelle
Hedrick.
has
I was just going to
excellent
mention
business
her.
down there,
I
yeah.
mean, she's also a,
Big game hunter.
yes.
And she
I mean,
hunts all over the-
She hunts all over the
everywhere,
world.
yeah. She's
Yes,
very
she and her
good.
husband hunt all over the world.
And,
but she's a Greene County resident. She was Rochelle Humble.
Rochelle was the
is
first-
now Rochelle Hedrick.
Rochelle was our first graphic designer at the
Yes,
GreeneScene.
she was.
And Direct Results.
Yes, she
for
was.
several years. She worked for us.
That was sort of
Yeah.
what she went after high school. That's what
Yep,
she
that's what she did.
pursued.
And,
But then she, met her husband now, and they have Smoke Hole Caverns. And so, it's amazing what they're doing. I mean, she's right up there with. Her last name's Shockey. I don't know. You know who I mean. She's another woman, hunter. I don't know how to phrase that, but it's really incredible.
It is.
what she's done.
We have a lot of those. Matter of fact, I heard this little story about a woman that you met or was talked to the other day that was, I guess I shouldn't use the term raising them, but taking care of some possums.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to tell
I,
that story. Tell that
yes.
from the beginning.
Okay, well, I had went over to a friend of mine's house, and his wife's mother was visiting them. And when I sat down, she seemed like a very nice person, and her hair was up, and she had some sticks holding it together, and a pencil was in there.
Messy
I
bun,
think.
we call that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
It's called a
I had
messy
one of
bun.
those.
Yeah.
And while I was speaking to her, I kind of looked at her hair, and it began to move. And I was a little shocked by that, and I said,
Ma'am?
there's something moving in your hair.
Something moving in your hair.
She reached up and she pulled a baby possum out of it. And it
Because
ended
why
up being
wouldn't that be there?
Yeah, there was 6 of them in there. And I said, do you want to tell me what you're doing? And she said, well, this possum was killed on the road in front of our house, and it had all these babies. And she said, I picked them up and I've been raising them. And she says they actually enjoy your hair very much. They're very comfortable in it.
And they hang in there.
She ended
That's
up keeping
great.
these things and eventually turning them back into the wild.
A
But-
caring,
That's
compassionate
amazing.
woman.
Yes. Well, I think
That's an outdoors woman.
That is an that is an outdoors woman for sure. I feel like don't the possum. I mean, you'll see it on social media, whatever. People catch them on their Ring cams, and the possum, all the babies are just hanging on it,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they're just like hanging on to the bottom and the top, and the mother's just walking around. So same principle.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
that was what humans don't have that capability. So when you have lots of hair, next best thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's a good one.
That is a great story.
One of the other things that TR covers is the shooting competitions, and that's getting larger and larger, and it's huge now.
That's out
Actually,
High Hills.
the
Let's talk
sporting
about
clays
that.
is one of the fastest growing sports in the country right now.
Right.
And we just came from a national event out in Columbus, Ohio, and there was over 6,000 shooters at that event. And it was a week long, and my son is actually a member of the Hunting Hills Hawkeyes, and he shot 700 times in 4 days out there.
Wow.
So it's a big sport. It's growing, and they're getting a lot of recognition. So
That club is very successful.
I was going to
Yes.
say, they bring home awards.
And I think,
Yeah.
would that be something? I mean, I'm just, thinking out loud here. So I remember years ago, Bret, we had a conversation. I think maybe it was back when you were still teaching, and they had started a rifle team, and how many girls were on the rifle team, and how, and young men too, of course, but that there was a lot of opportunity for scholarship.
Yes, at McGuffey.
And that's where I'm going with this. Like colleges have
Yeah.
clay shooting
Yes.
teams, I'm sure.
actually, at the nationals competition, there was a large room where every college that offered scholarships were set up in there, and you could go around and meet everybody who offered
wow.
sporting clays, competition scholarships and stuff like that.
WVU is one of the top programs in the country.
Which makes
That's the
sense.
right way.
Like here we are in a, we're in a perfect place for
Yes,
that
right.
where it's located. And maybe we should, instead of making our son play football,
Well, you mentioned
clay shooting sounds really good. Yes.
McGuffey's known as a wrestling school.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
We had more
Like
kids
Waynesburg.
get rifle scholarships at McGuffey than we did wrestling scholarships.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great sport for women. Like, I have, I've taught dance for years, as some of the listeners may know. And I can't believe how many of my dancers, hunted with their dads. They didn't have any brothers, and have been on the rifle team at Waynesburg as well.
Actually, Waynesburg rifle team last year, I think, took 5 people to state, and 4 of them were girls.
Wow.
So women do very well in the rifle
Yes.
sports.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's a good
Several
sport.
of the Hawkeyes have gotten scholarships
Mm-hmm.
for the sporting clays, and several of them are also sponsored by different rifles and guns and things like that.
Or
Producers of
products.
sporting goods.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Well, okay, TR. We've talked about the benefits of the sportsmanship and the rifle teams and scholarships and all of that. But there's something else we started out in the beginning, and I know we started with groundhogs too. But
Yes.
This new column called "The Crowded Kitchen" that you're writing, correct?
I contribute to it.
You contribute
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
Well, explain that to our listeners. What is that all about?
We have put articles in about fishing, which was our last edition, and we talked about cooking and how to do the local fish that we catch around here.
Fascinating.
The bass,
Great.
Yeah.
Great
trout,
idea.
Catfish, things of that nature, and it's just kind of more local than going out and doing anything else.
Yeah, better than what you're going to go look up on the internet, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Well,
and so it's all about cooking, though, right? Preparing food, basically.
More on my particular articles are more geared toward things that you would catch or kill in Greene County.
Okay.
When we started the Crowded Kitchen, it was with the idea of bringing different chefs and recipes from people around the county.
Local cooks.
Local cooks.
so anybody can contribute.
I mean, you don't have to
Dan
be
Wagner.
a famous chef or
No,
anything.
No.
we've had
No.
just regular, everyday people calling in and giving us
So-
recipes.
If it's blackberry season, blackberry picking season, somebody
Yes,
might have the
absolutely.
best.
Blackberry pie recipe
yeah,
or
or
whatever.
whatever,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And we have had some chefs that contribute, which is great, but it just seems that TR is like a utility knife. We could use him for everything.
Yes.
And so he just, after the fish, we said, well, what else can you do? And he came up with this month's column, which we thought was great. Kind
Yes.
of fits
What do you-
into the end of the season.
What are you doing
Right.
this month?
This month's article will be on canning pickles.
Canning pickles.
Canning
I love
All those
pickles.
cucumbers.
Yes, all
Yes.
the cucumbers are now ready to be picked, or
Yes.
Or
and
people
you got
have
drawers
loads of
full
them.
Of
Yeah.
cucumbers.
Yes.
Yeah. Like tons. They're just
Yeah.
so
Yes.
prolific. Yeah.
So that's what my articles in the Crowded Kitchen will be called about this.
But we want the listeners to know that we will accept other recipes.
Ideas, yeah.
Other ideas.
And food preservation is
Yep.
is another whole really
Right.
important
Right.
and
It
wonderful.
really is.
It is. I mean, I've learned to enjoy that a lot. getting
Well, the
into
outdoor
it.
section, I mean, it's not. I mean, there's always a hunting article or something about getting prepared for hunting season or what to do after the hunting season. Same with fishing, but it also talks about outdoor things in Greene County. Like this month's going to have an issue on or an article on cutting hay, which is very much a part of Greene County at this
Yes.
at this point in the year, and so we cover a variety of topics.
Mushrooms and ginseng.
Mushroom.
Oh yeah,
we talk
ginseng,
about
yeah.
hunting
There's a
mushroom.
lot in the outdoors.
There is
It
a
is-
lot.
It is worth
Yeah.
learning. Yeah.
Yes.
And September is the start of ginseng season, so there's an article on that in there.
Great.
Also, many health benefits with ginseng too.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Yes.
it's so expensive.
Yes. Yes. So.
I used to go. They call it sangin.
It is. Actually, that's in the
okay.
title.
I did
Yeah,
not
I
know
used to go
that.
sangin.
Yes.
I've done that.
Sangin.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, so this is what I want to know. Can you can meat You hear about canned meat.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that-
We do deer every year, yes.
And you can it just
Yes.
like you would vegetables, whatever.
Yeah.
And what kind of pickles are you like your
Well, I
favorite?
like dill and bread and butter.
Bread and butter,
Those,
there you
those are my
go.
two
Same.
favorite.
I'm exactly the same.
There'll be a recipe for each one of them.
Okay, great. Because you hear everything is a twist on everything now. Like, we're going to have jalapeno pickles or,
Yes.
there's always, or some sort of other flavoring or spice in there that makes it a little bit different. So,
Speaking of that,
but you can't beat bread and butter pickles.
no,
or
bread and
dill
butter,
pickles.
they're great.
They're the best.
And second only, well, maybe not second to cucumbers. Maybe the leader of the pack this time of year is zucchini.
Oh,
zucchini,
yes.
you got to wait. I mean, sometimes you can almost pay people to take zucchini. You get so many
Well,
of them.
I just got some from my
Yeah.
niece and nephew. They brought a whole bucket in, and I mean,
Oh, yeah.
some of them were like 2 feet long. They were huge.
Well, those ones are big, but
Yes.
if you get them when they're,
right,
the size
normal
of a
size.
pickle,
Yes.
in my opinion, I like bread and butter pickles made out of zucchini slices even better than cucumber. And it's really good. And it's a
Yes.
good way to keep the zucchini
right,
going.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, there you
your
go.
zucchini
Maybe you
gets
Get some
can.
too
tips
big.
too, all right?
Right.
Yes.
The small ones are better for eating, but once they do get that
These
over
were
a foot or
big,
2 feet
yes.
one,
You
it's
can
best
pickle
to
those.
stuff those.
Yeah.
You can clean those out and you stuff them with just about anything you can
Yes,
imagine.
I've done those with. You can put like sauce in there, cheese,
Yeah.
like Italian sausage, like oh yeah.
Zucchini boats.
Zucchini boats, yes.
yeah.
There's a recipe.
See?
So simple.
Another kind of boating.
Yes, and yes, you can do so many things in those zucchini boats. I used to make those for my kids all the time. Super quick and easy. Great meal, very healthy. Yeah.
People always plant too many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 1 or 2 plants
is
will
more
be
than
more
enough.
than enough
Yeah.
for one
Yes.
person.
Well,
Absolutely.
folks, I hope we have whetted your appetite for all the outdoorsy stuff.
Yes.
That is coming up in the next several issues of the Green Scene are ongoing. And again, I can't emphasize too much that your ideas, your thoughts, your contributions, your pictures, your giant zucchini or whatever
Right.
it is that you grew in your garden or picked a mushroom out in the wood, go ahead, submit it, right, Bret?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They can send it to you by email.
Yes, you can send it to me at info@greenscene.com.
GreeneSceneMagazine.com.
That's what I said. GreeneSceneMagazine.com.
Magazine.com.
Yes, you can send it to me at info@greenscenemagazine.com.
Yeah.
Super.
Anything, ideas, your recipes, because we're talking about the crowded kitchen. But I mean, I'm sure there's so many, like you said, there's so many wonderful hunters and anglers in Greene County that probably have things to share too, and probably have some great recipes, especially those recipes they've caught that fish and cooked it on the open fire. Oh,
Cooking outdoors
that
is
sounds
fun,
good.
too.
Yeah, outdoor cooking.
Yeah.
So many ways to go with this.
Once again, folks, thanks for joining us for this Green Scene podcast. We've had the pleasure of visiting with T.R. Mahle and Bret Moore of the Green Scene, and you've learned a lot about outdoors. There's a lot more coming in the future issues of the Green Scene magazine. Our next podcast, Dolly will be with me again, Dolly Throckmorton,
Yes, I will be.
and Vicky she's the assistant editor for the Green Scene magazine and also the vice president CFO of Direct Results. So
Yes.
Vicky is a woman in the know.
She is.
And we're going to talk about things to know about what's going on around Greene County, fairs and festivals and all of that, right, Dolly?
Yep.
Okay.
Coming
So,
up.
stay tuned for that one.